Hey guys, how we doing on this absolutely awesome Wednesday? So we've got the sixth playoff game currently getting ready to end, and we're going to talk a little bit of baseball today. Going to be a shorter podcast, but wanted to get one out to you guys. So final playoff game. We still got one more after this, but playoff game that's going on right now, plus some baseball. Here we go. All right, guys, here we go. So let's get into the Knicks and Celtics game. Another nail biter and another game that the road team won. The Knicks pulled it out 91-90. Have no flipping clue how. Although I will say, Mikal Bridges, 3 steals. OG Anunoby, 4 steals. Mitchell Robinson, 3 steals. And a absolutely dominating fourth quarter. Outscored the Celtics 30-17 in the fourth quarter. Tatum had a double-double, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, a block, only 13 points, but he wasn't horrendous. Like, he was 5 of 19 shooting. Jaylen Brown was 8 for 23. Horford was 2 for 11 and 0 from 5. 0 for 5. They were 10 of 40. 25% again from three-point range. Second straight game, 25%. And it took the Knicks coming back in the fourth quarter to beat them. If the Knicks can pull this series out, my goodness gracious. Cavs down 0-2. Celtics down 0-2. Wow. But that is not the focus. We're going to talk about some Major League Baseball. Now, I know most aren't fully into it yet. So this is what we're going to call, just like the title says, the May Baseball, basically the May Baseball review. As we head into the month of May, first month's already over, and now we're heading into what is basically the month where teams really start figuring out what they need and what they need to do better. So we're going to go down the standings real fast, and then we're going to go down some stats for what's going on in the league, and then I'll talk about what I still think is going to happen as we finish out the year. So right now, the American League East, Yankees 1, 20-16, Sox are 2 at 19-19, Rays are third, 16-19, Blue Jays 16-19 as well in fourth, and the Orioles are fifth at 13-21. So the entire division currently separated by 6 games. In the Central, the Tigers are 22-13, the Guardians are 22-15, the Royals are 21-16. The Twins come in at 16-20, 4 games below 500. And the White Sox, not nearly as bad as people thought. They've already got 10 wins. They are 10-26. But that division has already got a 12.5 game separation. Then the West. This one really intrigues me. Really intrigues me. I think this could be the most competitive division as we get down the stretch based off of the moves that some of these teams make. The Mariners are 22-14. The Athletics are 20-18. Good for them. The Houston Astros are at 500, 18-18. Texas Rangers are 18-19. And the Angels are 14-20. So 7 games separates the top and the bottom, but 4.5 games separate the top 4. So honestly, I really think, depending on the moves that these teams make, especially as we get closer to the trade deadline, watch this division to really get interesting. I think it's really one of the most competitive divisions there is as far as teams that can really fight for the division title, because I think the Rangers can win it. The Angels, if they make a couple moves, they're not out of it. But they got to make a couple moves. They need some better pitching because they've allowed 184 runs. They've not scored as many as you would like to, that is for sure, but they've allowed 184 runs. They got to get that fixed. All right, in the National League, the Mets are 24-14 to lead the East. Phillies are 20-15. The Braves are below 500 at 17-18. Nationals are 17-21. And the Marlins are 14-22. There's a 9-game difference between bottom to top here at the beginning of May. In the Central, the Cubs are 22-16. Cardinals and the Brewers are both 500, 19-19. The Reds are 18-19. So honestly, a lot closer than I thought the positions would be at this point. The Pirates are 12-26, and they are not the worst team in Major League Baseball. And then you've got the West. The Dodgers finally caught back up, repassed the Padres at 25-12. The Padres are 23-12. Giants are 24-14. Diamondbacks are above 500 at 19-18. And the Colorado Rockies are bad. Everybody was banking on the White Sox being absolutely horrible. The Rockies are almost unwatchable. They have scored 106 runs. Their run differential is negative 89. Negative 89. The closest to that is, let's see, negative 65 from the Marlins, who are 14-22. The negative 63 from the Orioles at 13-21. The White Sox actually aren't doing bad. They're only a negative 28 run differential. They're 4-6 in their last 10. So, the Angels are a negative 59 run differential at 14-20. Like I said, they've allowed 184 runs. They need to get some pitching in there. But the reality is, the Rockies are unwatchable. It's bad. Really bad. They're 4-11 at home and 2-17 on the road. I just don't get it. So let's look at some of the stats for the teams right now. So leading in the batting average, we're going to do top 5 of these categories. All MLB, so across the league. Number 1 team in batting average right now, the New York Yankees at 262. The Cubs are at 261. Padres at 259. And then the Phillies and the Cardinals are at 258. When it comes to home runs for the team, New York Yankees are leading with 60. Dodgers with 58. Cubs with 55. Mariners with 50. And then the Angels are actually 5th with 47 earned run average. New York Mets leading the charge right now at 2.94 ERA. Tigers are second at 2.96. Padres at a 3.1. And Kansas City Royals come in at a 3.04. And then the Texas Rangers are 5th at a 3.37. Now, who's got the most RBIs? To this point, the Chicago Cubs have 218 RBIs. Yankees are second with 195. Dodgers with 186. The Diamondbacks with 180. And the Tigers with 174 hits coming in at 5th. Strikeouts currently, this is impressive. Tied at top, Phillies and Dodgers, 343 strikeouts for both of those pitching staffs. New York Mets are at 338. Yankees are 325. And then 5th place is the Giants at 322. Hits across Major League Baseball, the Cubs are leading with 340. The Athletics have 326, tied with the Cardinals at 326. The Boston Red Sox at 324, and the New York Yankees at 318. And then we'll do the last one, stolen bases. This is a big number. This one kind of shocked me a little bit. The Milwaukee Brewers are leading Major League Baseball with 46 stolen bases. They're actually tied with the Cubs at 46 stolen bases. That's a big stat. Stealing bases is kind of equates to being able to steal runs. Boston Red Sox have 43, Cincinnati Reds with 42, and the Tampa Bay Rays with 41. Now, player, I'll just give you some of the top players. Earned run average right now is Yamamoto, .90 ERA. That is dang good. It is dang good. Home runs right now, we have a three-way tie at top. Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Kyle Raleigh from Seattle Mariners. Those are the top three. Judge is leading the batting average at .412. Batting .412. Also a three-way tie for RBI lead. Aaron Judge with 34. Teoscar Hernandez with 34. Pete Alonso with 34. And then Wilmer Flores, a respectable 33, sitting in fourth. Stolen bases, Luis Robert Jr., a very bright spot for the Chicago White Sox, tied with O'Neal Cruz from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ellie Dela Cruz at Cincinnati has 14. Pete Crow Armstrong has 12 from the Cubs. And Jarren Duran has 11 from the Boston Red Sox. Final one we'll do as far as pitching, the strikeouts, Mackenzie Gore from the Washington Nationals with 68, Zach Wheeler from the Phillies with 66, Carlos Rodon from the Yankees with 57. Good for him being able to bounce back. Cole Reagans from the Royals with 57, and then Chris Sale, good for him. I've always liked Sale. Fifth with 56 strikeouts. All in all, the year has gone the way baseball kind of wanted it to. The torpedo bats did not end up taking over the way that I thought. If you remember in the last one I talked about, they didn't end up taking over the way that I feared. Let's put it that way, the way that I feared. So, with that being said, I like it. It's harder to watch baseball now. The regional sports networks being all gone, honestly, it sucks. It's really hard to watch baseball now. It really is. But, I like the game and how it's being played. I like the competitiveness at this stage of the season, coming into May, and I like where it's at. I really do. I really like where it's at. All right, so let's close it out with this. I did the short this morning. I told you Aaron Rodgers will sign a $30+ million a year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is my full belief. I am saying it again. I have called it. Everybody else is trying to make that assumption now. It's why I said it immediately this morning before everybody else did. What happened in the trade? Pickens goes out to the Cowboys. The Cowboys give up a third-round pick in 2026, and they give up a 2027 fifth-round pick. And they get George Pickens and then a 2027 sixth-round pick back. For the Steelers, if this was a team that I really trusted to be able to make the plays they need to, I'd say it's a pretty decent trade. Third round from Dallas, you'd also jump up in the 27 draft, and you get George Pickens. Do I think it'll work? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I do think it is the correct swing to give Dak Prescott a legitimate receiver, because the Mingo trade was a fleece by the Panthers. They got rid of a guy they were going to cut for a draft pick. Very well done by Dan Morgan. Once again, an idiot move by Jerry Jones. This one I don't think is a bad move. But there is nobody in that Cowboy organization that's going to be able to tell Pickens to grow up. Unless he follows CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb isn't grown up. Dak is a grown-up. Will Pickens follow? That's going to be the question. That will absolutely be the question. All right, guys. OKC, as of right now, is up 20-9 over Denver. So we're going to go watch that game. Baseball's been fun. Most people don't get into it until after the trade deadline, and I completely understand it. But give you the quick rundown of where everything's at, the snapshot from May, the May baseball check-in. So there we go. A little bit quicker podcast, I know. I got a couple things I'm working on for this weekend. It's been a beautiful week, so hopefully it's been a beautiful week where you guys are. Thank you so much for listening, as always. Hopefully OKC pulls this one out tonight. But either way, the games have been amazing. 6 playoff games in this semifinal round. 6 road wins. That is unprecedented. We're going to talk about home court advantage in the podcast tomorrow And I got a couple of views on this, so make sure to check in for that. All right, guys, have a great night. Subscribe, like the podcast. As always, I deeply appreciate it. And for Sports Talk with Hawk, I am Hawk, and make it the best day that you can. Hawk out.